Is there anything that you could identify that in your growth from the first show to the last show? Something that you remember, like, wow, like I got better at this, or I wish I'd known this when I was in 5th grade versus being in 8th grade?
And when I first started, I was very shy. Like, I didn't know I could sing when I first got there. And then I started singing, and I was like, whoa, that sounds kind of good. And then 8th grade, and I wasn't really into it because you don't get the lead role, so you're like, oh, I probably don't matter. But then when I got to 8th grade, you notice that everyone matters, because when one person wasn't there, it's like everything was off track. So each one of you guys matters, no matter what.
But I'm telling you, now that you have an early start in the program with Arts to Grow, definitely keep it up. Like, it prepared me so much for high school auditions when I went out and got accepted to the high school that I did, even though I got accepted for fine arts. But oh my gosh, like the preparation that this program is going to give you, and like the past plays that you did, or past experiences that you have regarding musical theater, like, do not take that for granted. Like, how many of you are really passionate about musical theater? Yeah, or expect the dance here. Yeah, so if that's your passion in life, don't let anyone convince you that it shouldn't be. Like, that's something that you can also become a teacher and teach other children about your passion. Like, I'm telling you, musical theater is an amazing world just by itself. Like, what books or literature cannot express, musical theater does that for us. So I feel like you guys gotta keep it up. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Now, what was the difference between doing a musical theater show and doing like just singing or just talent show or something like that? Like, what was
the difficulty level is much. The bar is raised when you're doing musical theater. Like, I have so much respect for people who are in that field, because not only are you just singing, but you're also dancing, you're also acting, and you have to make the audience believe that they're actually in the world that you're acting, that you are in. So putting it into perspective is something really difficult. So musical theater is something difficult, but it's an amazing opportunity for you guys to be in this program.
Like she was saying, it's hard to do a musical. Like, so you're in chorus, you're just singing on stage. You have the conductor, you have everything. But in musical theater, you have to dance, you have to hold your key, you have to stay in tune. And while that might come with more professional theater, it's still good to have that, like, when you start up, even though like your ranges might not be fully developed yet. It comes with time, and as you go through high school, you'll do better and better shows if you stick through it.
And what was your experience going into it? Like, had any of you guys had a lot of musical experience before joining Arts to Grow or any of the music programs?
Not specifically a specific music program, but we've pretty much been singing
after school.
I've been singing for my whole life. So.
Yeah. A lot of you guys are the same, right? You've just been singing without any training, right? Necessarily. Right. And so, once you guys did these programs, did you then go to seek more training? Like, did you guys, when you applied for high schools, you were like, I want to do this. Can you talk about that at all? Like, what was the? I guess what I'm wondering is, after being in Arts to Grow, what did you want to do the most? Like, what was the thing that you said, oh, I learned this from this, so I'm going to go after this one thing, this specific thing? Anything?
As soon as I got out, I was like, I need to go to acting high school. I need to go to a high school that has performing arts. And I did apply. I think I only applied for Brooklyn High School for the arts, and I think I got in, but I got into specialized high school, so unfortunately to take that over that prize. But there are talent shows in my school, and I work with actually the music teacher there, who has a lot of experience in music and content and all that, which you guys probably will learn later. And basically she helped me keep on with my singing and a little bit of acting, but it's not as much as I thought it was.
So by the end of the program, I already knew that I wanted to go to an art high school. I was like, I don't care if I'm going for drawing, for drama, for singing, whatever it be, I want to go to an art high school. Because the idea that this program gives you is that the art world, regarding musical theater, arts, fine art, vocal arts, whatever, it's like an amazing experience. Like you just want to do that and be surrounded by people who have the same passion as you. So that's what this program gave me. I was like, I'm not gonna spend the 4 years in a regular high school. I'm not going to leave. Like that was that's basically what I was thinking. But yeah, it inspired me to go to our high school and I worked my butt off. And I got to the high school that I wanted. And every day I'm surrounded by people who are passionate and love what they do every single day. We spend 2 hours almost every day, 2 periods in our major, and it's really nice. Like you're like, wow, that's a lot, but we love it. So
and then rehearsals on top of that, right?
Yeah,
you guys are
rehearsals
in
on top of that. Sometimes for the musical, like my school musicals that they do yearly, they have to go Saturdays from like 8 to 8 and practice all day long, and you have an hour break and that's it. And then you also have to keep up your grades. It's really difficult, but if you're doing what you are passionate about, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, similarly to what she said, I got into specialized high school also. I tried out for LaGuardia and maybe a couple of other performing arts schools. LaGuardia didn't get back to me with an offer, so I went to Brooklyn Tech and I did the musicals there all year. It's like all the 4 years I did the 4 musicals that they had in spring. And it's hard when you have 4 AP classes like I have this year and you're doing a musical and you're staying after school until 7. Like you're basically in school for almost 12 hours a day. And on top of that you have to go on the weekends from 9 to 5. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it when you're on that stage and you're doing that kind of call. And like you have your song, people go wild clapping, and it's a very good experience to have, and it builds a lot of skills that are good for like work and college.
And what grade are you in? You're graduating this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how much did you?
Over summers.
So what college did you decide on in college?
Yeah, I committed to NYU.
Cool.
What school do you go to?
So,
I go to Queens High School for sciences.
I go to Frank Sinatra School of the Arts.
Oh my god. I have to show you that.
You don't want to go to Brooklyn Tech? Okay.
How was your experience in that school? Cause I also, for one, I went for my high school that I went to audition for next year is LaGuardia, Frank Sinatra, and I did Brooklyn for the high schools, all 3. And it's like it's really hard. Like I heard from experience, cause my mother herself, she auditioned for LaGuardia, but she didn't get into it, so she went to another high school. And it's like a lot of people in my family that auditioned. It's like
Yeah.
frustrating.
Okay, so you want to know how my experience was in the auditions?
The audition process.
Okay,
That's
so
me, you know.
when I walked up to that building, I honestly was like, this is the school. It looks like a college campus. It's kind of overwhelming.
Which one?
Frank Sinatra. It's a new building, so they have like, it's so weird. Half the building is glass, so it's
For real?
you walk up to the building, you're like, what? This is so surreal.
Sorry.
But I didn't think I was gonna get into the school at all. Honestly, I didn't apply for vocal music or drama. I just applied to fine arts, which is why I'm there now, like art, drawing and stuff like that. And I only applied to that one because I was like, there is no way that I'm gonna get into this school. Like you see, once you walk into the building, you're like, this looks like a hotel. It's it's really overwhelming. But you have to have confidence in yourself once you go into the auditions, definitely, because the teachers and also the students that are attending help the teachers during auditions, and they kind of, when we're grading portfolios or we're grading you on how you performed, we definitely put in our advice to the teacher. So when I helped with fine arts auditions, we looked at the portfolios and we were like, well, this person's portfolio wasn't that strong, but while they were drawing the person that was sitting there for the audition, their piece was really strong. So that person's gonna get in because what they show to us, what they can do in the audition, despite what their grades say, despite what their portfolio says, we see the potential and the talent. So you have to keep that in mind when you're auditioning. Like, what's in the present is what we're gonna see.
So it's definitely a blend of having the experience, but also having the talent. It's definitely it's a balance, and it's grades too. They definitely look at your grades.
I remember when I auditioned for LaGuardia, like going in and waiting and then going into the room and like just taking 5 minutes to mentally prepare myself to do a monologue. Like, it's nerve-wracking, it really is, but you have to like do your best and understand that they know that you're nervous and they're gonna be a little bit lenient on that and give you a chance, but you have to stand out. And like, say your grades aren't so good now, try taking the SHSAT, get into specialized high school and do the arts programs there. Because I can say I'm proud of my arts program, I'm proud of my musical director. Like, I believe that you're better off in a specialized high school rather than like any normal high school. Specialized high schools have more money to spend on you, and that's better for your education.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when you're first starting off in your experience in the program, everybody gets nerves, everybody gets nervous. But those nerves, like in that moment when you're really, really nervous, you have to think about this feeling is not gonna last. As soon as I finish my song, as soon as I finish my monologue or the piece that I'm doing, like the feeling that you're gonna have after when everybody stands up or claps for you, it's amazing. Like, don't you love that feeling when the curtains are like and the spotlight's on you and you're like, oh my gosh, like everybody's looking at me. So
I mean, for me personally, even when I'm still performing and I just before I go on stage, I still get that little bit of like, and then I'm off, and then I'm in, right? I mean, it's really, I think it's healthy. It's important to have those nerves always keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, especially on the Friday show when you get the highest turnout and the house is really full of energy. That's just a great night. Like, and it's been that great for over 4 years. Like that Friday show.
One more question.
Like in the future, would you consider your career to be in musical theater? Yes. Like, I'm trying so hard to persuade my mom to let me go to college for performing arts, or just take a major. I want to major in psychology, but I also want to have minor in drama. So she's still thinking about it, but she's saying, I'll see. But I really want to, because you never know what can happen. Who knows? Once they can walk in and be like, you sing good, sign me a contract.
Personally for me, it's, as of now, it's more of a hobby to me. I don't do it as often, but I really want to pursue veterinary arts. Veterinary science, there you go. So yeah, I mean, I'm passionate about music and stuff, but I'm also passionate about like my career that I want to do in the future, which is like helping animals.
Well, I don't know what you were like before Instagram, but you seem very, very confident, and I have a feeling that
No, definitely this program helped
the
me a lot.
musical theater has helped you in that.
Yeah, I mean that was the first The Wiz, and I was Glinda the Good Witch.
Yeah.
Before that, I really wasn't, not in the sense that I wasn't confident, because I'm confident as a person, as an individual of myself, but performing in front of others, I mean, incorporating the acting and the singing and, you know, all of the stuff that you have to do in musical theater, I definitely wasn't confident in that, and the program definitely gave me that. So, public speaking, musical theater helps you with that. Definitely.
Yeah, like whoever asked if I plan to like major in it, just like she said, not really, but I do plan to work on stage, and I do some musical theater as a hobby, but I'm definitely planning on being on stage and having fun.
Cool. All right, let's give him a round of applause.